Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm Handington, and today I am not actually live while doing this. See, a couple of days ago, I believe it was, August, when was it? August 12, that's right, August 11 and 12, there was this special event where for 3 hours between 2 to 5 p.m., there would be a lot of Eevees around in any part of the world that you were playing it. It was the Eevee Community Day event, and if you were lucky, you'd be able to find some shiny Eevees. Now, a lot of people would work very hard to get them because Eevee has tons of evolutions, so being able to get the evolved forms of Eevee with different shinies would be a very special thing to have. Plus, Eevee is just a very strong Pokemon in general with the evolutions. And during this time, every Eevee collected, would know the special move Last Resort, which could only be obtained during this event for an Eevee. So, I had been walking around, I wanted to play the game, and record this, but my reasoning for recording it comes from something rather special. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen this. I turned it into a moment. What happened was, when I started off the community day, I found a shiny Eevee as the first Eevee that I encountered. But before I did that, I had been having a little bit of a problem catching a Vulpix right beforehand. So, I had been trying to catch a Vulpix, it just froze on the screen of me catching it, and then the game crashed, and I had to bring back up the game, and when I started, right where the Vulpix had been, there had been an Eevee, and then when I clicked on the Eevee, there was a shiny Eevee there, and I managed to catch it, and I was so excited, and what happened was, it just immediately turned into a Vulpix. It said I got Vulpix candy, and then it became a Vulpix. So I lost my shiny Eevee because of that darn Vulpix, and I really, really wished that I had it on camera, because it was just so random and stupid and terrible. So, I had been ranting about that on Twitter. It was during the community day, and I decided that I had to run around and find another shiny Eevee. So, during this community day event, as you are watching me now, I had been walking around this little area. People had put down lures. Are they lures? Yeah, I believe they're lore modules. That's what they're called. I don't use them very often, so I don't remember their name. But the lore modules had been put down, some very nice people had done that, so this way there were extra Pokemon in the area that I had been walking around in. So I found a couple of Eevees, as you have been watching. I had some of those daily research tasks. Some were keeping up a streak, while others had just been to catch Eevee. Oh, there they are. So, yep, make 3 great throws in a row. That is awful. I hate those. I hate those make 3 whatever kinds of shots in a row. Because those are just the worst. Because I can do that, and I do it a whole bunch only when I don't have it as a mission. So once it's not a research task, then I can just do that very easily. Otherwise, when I have to do it 3 times in a row while I have the mission going, then I can't do it. But luckily, I was able to obtain a couple extra research tasks while we were here. So, up there I go. King Mirobe, whatever, had put that down. You could have read the name. And then the mission was just catch 3 Eevee, because that was the event. You catch Eevees. So, there I go, continuing to play the game and catch, though I had been looking around while doing this, so I didn't get to see everything that you are seeing right now, because I had to make sure that I was not hit by any cars, and, well, I wasn't too much in the street, but there was a little street there, so I had to be careful not to get hit. Some people riding around, super happy, playing the game, because it's Eevee, the community day event, so you'd see tons of people swarming and having fun playing Pokemon Go, which is nice. I really like Pokemon Go, because it just brings a lot of people together. I don't care if it's considered an older game. I like Pokemon. I like this, so I'm doing this. So I didn't transfer these Eevees. I still have them all. I just been running around catching the Eevees. If you ever meet up with me someday and want to trade, you can get one of these Eevees. I have most of them. I caught 1 or 2 extras later. I got rid of 1 or 2 of the weaker ones. But while I was just on the hunt for shiny Eevees, I did not transfer. I don't think I transferred any of them. If I did, I transferred like 1 or 2. And I think that may have been the 1 or 2 that I remember. Some of these were pretty strong Eevees as well. I don't know if Last Resort gets turned into a better strong move for the evolved ones, or if it stays Last Resort, or if it just disappears in general. I don't know, but it's cool either way. It's nifty, and I decided I'd catch a Shroomish as well. So, Shroomish time. And then he was a very stubborn Shroomish. So I had to try it again. Darn you! So I had to use up another one of my Ultra Balls, because I used up my last 2 Pokeballs on him. I'm watching the footage again while I'm saying this and recording this separately, because I used DU Recorder to record my phone while I had just been walking around. So it is neat. That is why the footage is a little bit off, and you can't record it sideways either. So, enjoy the black bars. I'm also going to cut off the top so that this way you can't actually see the time. Right now the time is 2:37 p.m. But I'm still going to cut off the top, just because I can. You don't need any of the extra information on there, and I need it as short as possible to try and make it fit. I don't know. I just feel like doing that. Okay, you can see it for just a second. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Alright, that was the top of my screen. I'm not hiding anything. I just don't want to show it for too long. Anyway, Eevee time, and look at that. Looky there. I found the shiny Eevee. And of course I had been freaking out because I found it. I found the shiny Eevee, and I did not want to miss this incredible moment. So I used the raspberry, and I was like, I have to catch it. And then, boom, I caught it. Yay, shiny Eevee. And because of this amazing event that had happened that had brought me to hunting for this second shiny Eevee, I had to give it the appropriate nickname, and I had to call this one Vulpix. And that Vulpix that I caught, I had named it Shiny Eevee. So that this way, both of them are a team. And then an egg hatched right afterwards. Was this a Tyrogue? I don't remember what hatched from this. Oh, it was a Swablu. Yep, Swablu. And then I think not too long afterwards, another Tyrogue had appeared. But I didn't need this Swablu because I already had them. So away you go to the professor to be ground up to be candy. It's candy time. Time for candy. Now you are edible for all of the other Swablus to evolve, which I actually have enough to evolve my Swablu. Swablu for me and you. And then I caught another little guy here because I was just super happy about things. I was just like, yes, catch everything, because I was jumping for joy with my shiny Eevee pal. I don't even think I'm going to evolve that shiny Eevee. I think I want to just keep it as a shiny Eevee rather than having it be an Eeveelution. But I didn't need this Poliwag. I need the candy more. So away it went. And we had one of each Rattata right there. Oh, and Unknown Girl Z352 was the one who did that other Pokestop. And this one was King Mirab67. So thank you to both of you, if you ever watch this, for putting down those lures. They were extremely helpful. I won't tell you where, which actually, now that I think about it, on the top, it doesn't say my location, so I might as well just show you the top. Doesn't really matter. All that mattered was that I would catch as many Eevees as possible. Eevee time! Gonna go and catch the Eevees. And this was the really strong Eevee. This one I was gonna evolve into something. I believe. I might. Maybe. And then I decided to use a raspberry here. I really should have used another Pineapple. I should have used more Pineapples for these, which I regret, because now there's the Celebi research missions, and you need to evolve Eevees into Espeons and Umbreons, which is so frustrating, and it just infuriates me that they have that as the mission now, because I already used the special names to evolve Eevee and Espeon, because I just kept getting Vaporeons. Every time I'd evolve an Eevee, it would just be a Vaporeon, and then occasionally a Jolteon or Flareon, but I could not get Espeon or Umbreon. And now they have this event, because if you name the Eevees in a specific nickname and evolve them, only one time you can do this. You can make them into whatever evolution that you want them to be. And I already used it up on them. So now I can't do those missions very easily, and I will have to just hope that I can get an Eevee afterwards. I have a whole bunch of Eevees, but because of that mission, I'm going to have to evolve some of them, which I feel annoyed with. And then maybe there'll be an Espeon or Umbreon. Maybe I'll get lucky. What's going to probably happen is that I'll get the Umbreon when I need the Espeon, and then I'll have to keep going until I get an Espeon. And then afterwards, I'm just going to get Espeons instead of Umbreons. And it's going to be horrible. Those are absolutely terrible missions. Especially if you've introduced them later in the game. They really should, for the Celebi missions, reset those names so that you can do that again. Because otherwise, it's just so insanely hard. I mean, most of the time when something in Pokemon Go comes out, within maybe a day or so, information is put out, they haven't even figured out what the 7th and 8th missions are in the Celebi mythical quest. Nobody has Celebi yet. It's a couple of days after the event has launched, which, you know, you'd think that by now, with how many people are so extremely into the game, that after a couple of days, everything would have been figured out and there'd be strategies and whatnot already. It hasn't been figured out yet. Nobody has Celebi yet, unless, I guess, if they hacked into the game. But even then, if they hacked into the game, the data isn't even there. So I'm glad they had the Eevee Community Day event to help us out with that middle mission. Because I looked it up, because with Mew's mission, you had to evolve a Gyarados later, and I was very glad that I didn't evolve my Gyarados first. Because, evolve my Magikarp into a Gyarados. Because otherwise, it would just be way too difficult. So I was lucky that I had a Magikarp waiting in the wings. Oh, and here are my Pokemon. I will show all of you my Pokemon clearer a bit later. I've given them all nicknames. And then here I am. I am 4 Fishmaster. Because of my hat, I am just a walking zombie, and my hat is in control of me. I do everything for my Fishmaster. And I wanted to swap my buddy, because I've been using a Whalmer, because I want to evolve it to get a Wailord, eventually. Which is why I'm wary of, because of the Gyarados event, I'm wary to evolve my Swablu in case they decided for another mythical Pokemon that you needed it. I don't think you actually need any Swablus to be evolved for the Celebi missions, but, you know, the final 2 haven't been figured out yet. So, you never quite know. So I just swapped out the whale, Willy, with the other stronger version. So this way I could transfer the one that I did not need. And yes, I am also on Team Instinct, because Yellow is the underdog, and I just like Zapdos a lot. So this way I could just be like, yeah, I'm not for Team Red or Blue, Mystic or Valor. I'm with the little underdog. I'm with the neutral team. The little team that could. I'm on good old Team Instinct. I hope you didn't read all of those names yet, because they're secret. But otherwise, this has been fun. It's cool watching a video that I did already, and speaking over it, like, while I'm watching the video. It's cool. But I believe it's that time again. So, if you like what I do, don't be shy to give a thumbs up. Have a pleasant day, everyone, and this is Handington, signing off. Bye!
Yes! 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 Oh my gosh, yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, yes! Yes!